introduce yourself and explain your motivation for running for this office.
All right, good afternoon. It's great to be with you all. My name is Jerry Evans. I'm running for U.S. Congress in the new 11th District, and I'm a husband, I'm a father, an amazing wife and two amazing sons. I'm a small business owner. I founded a music school from scratch as well as own a commercial property, and I believe that leadership is about service, it's about authenticity, it's about sacrifice. And for me, I'm a person of faith, I'm a Christian. And the ideals that Jesus showed us as he walked the earth and lived a life of self-sacrifice, that's how I want to live my life. I believe the life that's worth it is a life that's lived to serve other people and to love God. And so because of that, I'm really not okay with the policies that we're seeing in Washington right now, with the progressivist policies of the Joe Biden administration. And so I'm running to go ahead and stand up, number one, for a free economy and to curb inflation. I actually believe we need to have a constitutional amendment for a balanced budget. I happen to be a 38. I am technically a millennial, and I'm an avid anti-socialist because I believe that socialism is evil and has hurt so many people. Number two, I care tremendously about standing up for free educational choice and choice for parents to go ahead and choose what's right for their children in terms of their education, as well as federal funding following the student. Thirdly, I care tremendously about supporting law enforcement, as well as a host of other things. I'm strongly pro-life. I care tremendously about our Constitution and standing about what our Constitution is supposed to be for, which is about our rights and our freedoms. All that being said, very thankful I've been endorsed by Jeannie Ives, as well as former Chief Justice of the Illinois Supreme Court, Bob Thomas, as well as up here in McHenry County, the current McHenry County Board Chairman Mike Bueller's endorsed my campaign as well. Been very thankful for those endorsements, but ultimately I believe that right now there's a movement happening in America, and it's not about me. My name happens to be on the ballot, but it's actually about you. It's about the amazing people of McHenry County, the people here in Illinois as well as America. And so I want to let you know that I want to fight for you and stand up for the lives of everyday Americans as well as the people here in Illinois. So let's take our country back, and thank you so much.
Hello. I'm a little shorter. My name's Susan Hathaway-Altman. I'm also running for U.S. House of Representatives. And I had a real calling during the pandemic to run for the U.S. House. I was sitting at my desk and I just had this feeling that came over me that said that I cannot wait any longer, that I have to stand up and run. So I'm one of those candidates that Tom talked about earlier from the state that has no preconceived notion and is truly grassroots. And I appreciate everyone out there. Thank you for coming. There's a lot of my folks that I've seen at other places that have actually came here today to support me and my wonderful family. I have 3 beautiful daughters. They're all in the audience today. I have a beautiful daughter that's 32. She's adopted from foster care. I have 2 other daughters, 19 and 13. So the reason why I felt this and I felt like the Holy Spirit calling me to do this was, during the pandemic, our freedoms really were overtaken by the biggest smash and grab that there ever was by demagogues that really used our children as pawns through this entire situation. And so I'm here to take your freedoms back. I want to be the one that fights for you to get those freedoms back. I'm just a normal person, but when I evaluated that feeling, because at first I thought, this is crazy, right? No, I can't do this. But I thought, you know what? Our founding fathers did this. Some were farmers, some were others. I have a lot of great skills. Where do my skill sets align? My skill sets really do align with being a U.S. House rep. I have 32 years in corporate America, many of them I've been blessed to work with some of the largest companies in the world, like American Express, where I worked in financial services and the travel industry. And I've been in the travel industry for that entire time, and it's the largest industry in the world and about $2 trillion industry here in America. And I really feel that I'm a perfect fit because some of those, okay. Well, then we'll talk about that later. But all I'll say is I love this country, and I appreciate being here today in the 11th District to have you make that choice.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Carroll, and I'm running for Congress in the 11th District. I'd like to thank McHenry County for inviting us and to participate in this forum today. I'd like to thank Jerry and Susan for showing up today. There's actually 6 candidates in this race, and Jerry and I and Susan have been at 3 candidate forums by ourselves. So keep that in mind when you're making the decision in this race, because this is a serious race for a serious job. And this job requires humility and qualifications. I'm the youngest of 9 kids. I live in North Aurora with my wife and 3 boys. I've been a coach for 15 years in youth sports in North Aurora. I've been involved in my church, school, community. I'm a Hillsdale College graduate. At the end of my Hillsdale College career, I had the honor of working for Chairman Henry Hyde at the House Judiciary Committee right after the Republican Revolution of 1994. And in Washington, I had the experience of working on the Partial Birth Abortion Ban Act and the Defense of Marriage Act, parental rights legislation, euthanasia legislation, and lobbying reform. I was an intern for the summer, and then I got hired on for a year as a staff assistant. And I got to understand the legislative process. I'm the only candidate in this race that actually understands how the legislative process works from the beginning of drafting a bill to passing it on the floor of the House. So I will take that experience with me to Washington. I'm an elected trustee in North Aurora. I've been serving in my 2nd term currently as a trustee. I understand what it's like to represent constituents. I've been a practicing attorney in Northern Illinois for 20 years. I understand what it's like to represent clients. So I'm running for Congress, and I'm asking for your vote in this June 28th. Thank you.
Thank you.